We on the Khasi Hills ministry team are very proud of the two teachers from Korong, Ro and Troida, who founded the very successful Friendship School in Korong 12 years ago. That school is now deeply related to East Shore and is the focus of this fundraiser. Both Ro and Troida grew up in poor families in Korong. How was it that they became successful teachers, ambitious to make education available to more Khasi village children, and then, after retiring from other teaching positions, started the English medium Friendship School? Here's the story. We have to go back quite a few decades. In the 1920s, there lived in England a woman who had become a Unitarian when she was a student in Cambridge. Annie Margaret Barr had learned about the founder of Khasi Unitarianism, Hajom Kisser Singh, and heard his call to have other Unitarians, especially teachers, come to the Khasi Hills. By then, she had become not only a Unitarian minister, but also a certified teacher. Fighting doggedly against prejudices regarding women traveling alone to India, and having the daring to ask for financial support from British Unitarians, she eventually managed not only to get a teaching job in a progressive school in Calcutta in the early 1930s, but also to meet Mahatma Gandhi himself. She got a second call when, in conversation with him, she asked, "Where should I focus my work?" And he responded, "Go to the villages, do something constructive." She eventually found her way, at least the last 16 miles on foot, to a remote village in the Khasi Hills, the village called Korong. Her focus became working with the young people in this village. Here's a description of the Khasis in Annie Margaret Barr's own words. Though only a small group, they have most of the things necessary for growth and progress: loyalty, enthusiasm, a simple and beautiful faith, but with very few exceptions, they are terribly poor. And in this country, there's no education except for those who can pay for it. But without education, how can a Unitarian church prosper? She had to start a school. After having a home built there, large enough to house students, both boys and girls in separate dorms, she started teaching classes on the kitchen floor with students sitting on low handmade stools. They came from Korong and other nearby villages and lived in her house during the week. Barr focused on developing personal responsibility in all her students and creating a warm but demanding learning environment. She designed a rigorous daily schedule for them, rising at 4 a.m. and going to sleep at 8 p.m. Each student was trained in leadership, taking turns to organize the other students in groups to carry out tasks like raising their own food, keeping track of produce on charts, and helping with cooking by chopping up vegetables for meals. They took turns doing the laundry by hand and keeping the house clean. Students did not need to be Unitarian. In fact, she encouraged others to share their religious beliefs. There were church services based on their faith, as well as on Unitarianism each Sunday evening. Each night, she also read to them stories from the world's great religions. Over the years, at least 100 students graduated from her unusual but rigorous school. Barr, as she was called by one and all, was highly regarded in the village for her commitment to the children and for her devotion to the Khasis. She spoke, read, and wrote their language better than most people in the village, and often shared her ideas with them, listening and learning in turn. Barr found ways to help her most diligent students to continue their education in larger institutions in India. Many of them became teachers, while others were trained as nurses and midwives, some of them returning to the village and providing much-needed medical services. Her name still rings in the village. Her statue there is revered, and a celebration honoring her is held every year on the anniversary of her death in 1973. Two of her best students, Ro and Troida, created the wonderful friendship school that we're focused on today. Near Kerrang is a Unitarian-founded orphanage named after her, the A.M. Barr Children's Village. Finally, near Kerrang is the A.M. Barr School. It starts in kindergarten and goes through high school. Students from the Friendship School excel when they start in the 6th grade at the A.M. Barr School, as they've already had more English by then than most of the rest of the students at the school. A couple of years ago, I took on a project to interview as many of her former students as possible. 13 of them came back to Kerrang to share their stories with us. These were very moving and focused on how Kongbar inspired them to live fully and to contribute back to society. To a person, they stated that without Kongbar's teaching and support, they would still be working in the fields. Instead, even though many of them are now retired, they have continued to contribute to their communities, just as Kongbar had inspired them to do.
We live and share this earth together as one community and clan. Our common history, the way we want to be, it forms a bond as strong as any can. Our lives are bound in common purpose. Our souls intertwine in common strands. They form a living bridge, a common privilege to work together towards a common plan. Let's live, laugh, and love together, bring joy to all wherever, share all our gifts wherever we go. Our spirits have common yearning, with every step we're learning how to make the love within us grow. When sorrows call and rain starts to fall, we can help each other find a better way. Deep inside, our pain can't abide. When we hold each other close, it fades away. Our hearts, they beat in single rhythm. Our minds see our common world as one. A single mystery, a clue to who we'll be when we can live as loving family. Let's live, laugh, and love together, bring joy to all wherever, share all our gifts wherever we go. Our spirits have common yearning, with every step we're learning how to make the love within us grow. When sorrows call and rain starts to fall, we can help each other find a better way. Deep inside, our pain can't abide. When we hold each other close, it fades away.